now listening to LSL.
DIY Mixers crew, welcome everyone. Today we got a little bit of vape news and some reviews on a tank. I believe Lewis is going to do that today.
Yes,
how's it going, guys? How's it going, guys? What's been up?
It's cool.
Yeah.
Fortunately, my cold went away, so I'm feeling much better.
Good. Good.
It's not. It's still some cough, but much better than last week. And for what we have to say, I think we're having a great show today.
Good deal. Russell, what's up with you, man? What you been doing? Been mixing anything?
I mixed up a couple things. Really catching up on my ordering. There's a couple of 15 recipes I want to mix. So I had to get some supplies.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool.
Hopefully I will be getting some mixing done here this week.
Yep. Good deal. Good deal. So, guys in the chat, if you need some flavorings or whatever, go over to bullcityflavors.com and use the coupon code DMC6. Get 6% off your total order, and anything over $75, you get free shipping. Also, head over to liquidbarn.com where you can get 15% off your total order if you use Mixers Crew coupon code. Check that out, guys. Some really good deals over there. That's where I get all my stuff, most of it, and they've treated me real good over the years. Cool. So, yeah. So we're going to talk a little bit. There's a little bit of vape news, not a whole lot, but I found some articles on metals in vapor. They did a study. Lewis, can you bring that up?
Yes, I can. Give me a sec. Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Sorry, I wasn't. Okay, go ahead.
You want me to screen share it?
Go ahead.
Okay.
Ahead. Sure.
Okay. So this was a study that the environmental, who was it? Well, the article is environmental health perspectives, and this is a very technical type of study where they used tanks, and they would test the e-liquid from the bottle to test if there were any metals in the e-liquid, and then they would run it through the tank and collect the vapor off of it. It's a very technical article here. I don't know if I don't really want to go through the whole thing, but basically what they're saying is that, let me scroll down to the bottom here for the conclusion.
Our findings indicate that e-cigarettes are a potential source of exposure to toxic metals like chromium, nickel, and how this in English? Plum? No. Lead. This in English is lead. Sorry. And metals that are toxic when inhaled. Um,
Guys, my internet froze up.
Manganese and zinc, markedly higher concentrations of the aerosol.
Sorry, guys, right?
We still got you. Right.
We got you, Steve.
Okay. All right.
And tank samples versus dispenser demonstrate that coil contact induced liquid contamination.
Yeah, so I read a Facebook post on this, and basically what they were, the summary was that the amount of harmful metals that come through in vapor is probably the equivalent of somebody using a medical inhaler or something like that. Although they have to do more studies on it. So, you know, when people say that vaping is safe, we really don't know, you know, the long-term effects of inhaling metals off of the coils and the devices and things. But they still say that they're relatively safe compared to cigarettes. So I just thought that was kind of interesting there.
Yep.
That study.
Just let me say this, Steve.
Mhm.
Dr. Forsalinos, that I think everybody knows or have heard of him. He's a doctor that has been on our side, on the vaping community side, for a long time. He made on his Facebook. He made a post on this this study, saying that the conclusions of this study have an error, saying that for a normal vapor to reach these levels of metals would have to vape at least 100 milliliters of juice a day. I don't think nobody vapes 100 milliliters of juice a day. So
Right.
I don't,
Right.
and I vape a lot.
Exactly. So yeah, there's probably some stuff in there that you probably shouldn't be putting into your body. But you know, cigarettes is so much more harmful. So
Well, I always say I don't think that vaping is like breathing pure air.
no,
I
it's
don't
not.
think it's not. But comparing to when I smoked, and I smoked for 30 years, I think I'm doing I'm doing great.
Exactly. So if anybody out there is looking for an absolute healthy lifestyle, don't vape. But if you wanted to stop cigarettes, it's a really good way that a lot of people have used to get off cigarettes.
On the other hand, if you want to live a healthy lifestyle, you can't live in cities. You have to live in the countryside with lots of trees and lots of green, without cars, without planes, without
And
noise.
free range cows and free range chickens.
Yeah. Maybe I'll become Amish. I've already kind of got the thing here going, so I just have to shave this off. Okay. Moving on. Let's see. What was some other news that I was wanting to talk about? Oh, yeah. Have y'all guys heard about these wood pulp coals? Lewis, Russell?
I have not.
No, just when you told us about it.
Okay, so I was watching Rip Trippers the other day, and he was reviewing a sub-ohm tank that used, instead of using cotton, well, I think there actually is some cotton in it, but it's wrapped in a wood pulp fiber, and he was really raving about it. Now, you take that with a grain of salt. You know, just about everything that Rip Trippers reviews is you know, he's got great things to say about it. But I went to a couple different YouTube sites, and they were saying the same thing, that the wood pulp somehow gives your vapor a much better flavor than just a regular sub tank, and I don't really know why. They also said that the coils lasted a lot longer. Are you showing that?
I am.
Okay, so the tank was the Horizon Tech Falcon sub-ohm tank, and Yeah, they were really raving about the flavor and the fact that the cools last a whole lot longer. Now, I personally don't know about vaping something that has wood pulp in it. What do y'all guys think about that?
Mm-mm.
Honestly,
Had,
I would have to read more about this, but I remember when the ceramic cards appeared, everything was everyone was saying that that was the last Coca-Cola in the desert, was the
yeah,
next big thing,
yeah,
and maybe 2 years afterwards, I think no one uses them anymore. So
yeah, exactly, exactly. Yeah,
I
I'm
don't
not
know.
going to run out and buy one of these tanks, but I just thought it was interesting that at least somebody is trying to do something different with sub ohm tanks other than just making another monstrosity looking tank. At least they're focusing on the coil and trying to get better flavor. There were several people that said that this particular coil made a tank taste like an RDA. So take that with whatever you want, and maybe somebody will try it out and report back to us. I'm not going to buy one right now, but I just thought it was interesting.
Well, it is.
So,
When you're talking about innovation and the
mhm.
vaping industry, I've been vaping for over 3 years, and the quantity of new things and new technologies and new mods, airflows, and completely different the way that was when I started.
Mhm.
Um, I very frequently I put some smokers to vape, and when I see what the starter starter kits nowadays comparing to when I started vaping,
Mhm. Mhm.
it's completely different and much nicer now. It's, it's
Yeah.
very easy to start vaping and stop smoking.
Oh yes, most definitely. You know, the the wood pulp in those coils. If you think about it, cotton, organic cotton, is an organic woody kind of a plant. So, I don't know that there would necessarily be any harmful things from using wood pulp, but I don't. It doesn't sound good, but just because it doesn't sound good doesn't mean that it's not good. So maybe I'll buy one, try it out. I'll be the guinea pig. Why not?
One of
Uh,
it was last week. Yeah, last week a client of mine bought um, a Suvom tongue from Vaporeso, a kit. In fact, it was a kit. It was the Veco One Plus,
mhm.
and honestly, I was impressed with the flavor of that thing. I have to say that it was the best flavor Suvom tank that I ever tried. But anyhow, miles away from my RTAs, still miles
Yeah,
away.
exactly, exactly. I've had a few pretty decent tanks like the Griffin 25, but nothing really gives me the flavor that a really good RDA will give you.
That I don't agree with you.
Well, the ones that I've tried,
Okay.
I haven't. The only one that I really liked that had decent flavor to it was five. The Limitless was okay as well.
Mm.
Um, but other than those two, I mean, uh, I've tried the Smock TF8 and TFV4 and all that, and they were great maybe just to get started vaping, but they're not really made for flavor.
Too
They're
airy,
made for
too airy.
clouds.
Those kind of tanks, I think they are too airy to start vaping.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
came
and
to the
they
conclusion. I came to the conclusion to for anyone to start vaping will be much more successful if the vape the air involved is as close to smoking as a cigarette. So That's why when someone asks me what should I buy to start vaping, I always recommend a starting kit with very restricted there, a mouth to lung, because it's more like smoking a cigarette. If you go to a direct lung, most of people will start
Yeah,
coughing
it's very similar to a cigarette.
and won't be that successful.
Hmm. Hmm. Okay, guys, let's change gears here just a little bit. So I asked the question on Facebook earlier this morning about springtime vapes, and I asked the question, what are some of your favorite springtime vapes? I know me personally, I like to switch things up just a little bit. During the winter months, I vape a lot of heavier recipes, maybe heavy custards, darker custards, pies, a lot of things with brown sugar in it. You know, something that kind of makes you kind of warm inside, you know, that heaviness. And in the springtime, I like to lighten it up just a bit. That's one reason that I released my Lush recipe. It's a light strawberry vape. And I just asked the question, what were some of their favorite springtime vapes? And I got a couple responses here. And let me see if I can find that right quick. I'm just going to screen share this right quick. If that's all right with y'all guys.
Go ahead.
Okay. So you need a second. Okay. So what is your favorite spring vape or profile? And we got a few responses here. Can y'all see that?
Yeah.
Let me see if I can bring it up a little bit bigger. And there was a couple recipes that people have posted by Chris Copel. Here's one of them, springtime. And I was thinking about mixing this one up today, but I didn't have all of the flavors for it. But it looks like this is a very like a floral spring type of vape. People said that they like that. They also mentioned another one of Copel's. This was Sakura. I don't know how to say that. Sakura Sweets.
Sakura.
Sakura. What is that, Louis? Do you know what that is?
No, I think it's a Japanese word. Sorry, I don't speak Japanese.
Okay. All right. But it's also like a floral type of vape. Looks like it's got some cherry blossom in it, some hibiscus, honeysuckle, sweet lychee. That would be a challenge. But anyway, there were other people that mentioned that they like to vape on melons and watermelons. They also mentioned kiwi and strawberry. Maybe drop a little bit of cactus in there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Shindo says Sakura means cherry blossom.
Cherry blossom. Okay. All right. Good deal. So, yeah, I thought it would be, you know, I thought people would, I don't know, most people probably just stick to their all-day vape all year round. What do y'all guys do?
That's me. That's me. I don't change
Really?
my vape around the year nor around. During the day, I grab 2 or 3 tanks with 2 or 3 different liquids, completely different flavors, maybe some custard, some fruit. So I don't fed up with the juice. But I
Mhm.
don't have special vapes for spring or for summer or for
Yeah.
winter. No,
Mhm.
sorry.
That's same with me. I've got my little half dozen or so that I like. You know, I keep it mixed up all the time.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I like to mix it up quite a bit. I generally vape on a e-liquid for about a month, and then I move on to something else because I'm always developing recipes. So I have to, vape those obviously. And I'm changing up my all day vape all the time, all the time. So right now I'm vaping on strawberries, that strawberry tart that I made.
You and strawberries.
Strawberry. Yeah. And to me, that's what spring means because strawberries are probably one of the first fruits that come in season in my area. In about
Really? Here too.
yes, yes,
They are the first fruit in spring. Yeah.
exactly. Strawberries, cherries, things like that. And so I like to make that type of vape for spring. And I thought about actually mixing up a spring recipe today. What do y'all guys think?
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah. My all day vape is a strawberry vape.
Oh, is it? Your strawberry pinna cotta.
Yeah.
Have we mixed that up yet on the show?
No, I didn't release it.
Oh, okay, all right. I was going to mix it up, but
it will be available to the public very soon.
okay, all right, okay. Yeah, that's a really good recipe. I've heard. I haven't mixed it up. Yeah. Okay. So, what else are we going to talk about today? Have you? Oh, Lewis, you have a review on a tank, right?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Right back, guys.
Sorry.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
Okay.
Go ahead. Since I first bought my first Watofu RTA, which was the first Serpent, I became a huge fan of Watofu. I have to tell you that for the last year, I think. For the last year, my all day vape is a Troll RTA from Watofu, and I like it very, very, very much. I use it till today for the last year, although lots of RTAs came by. I still prefer it. I like it very, very much. But it has essentially two flaws. The grub screws are quite weak. So when you're building the RTA, it will most definitely, well, as I used it for a year, I don't have any more spares. So when I broke the next screw, I won't be able to keep using the RTA. I
That
already
sucks.
asked. Yeah, that sucks. And I already asked Watofu where could I buy grub screws, and their answer was, well, not in these terms, but what they meant is buy another RTA.
Ah.
Well, they didn't. Of course, they didn't say like that. But what they mean is, okay, you ruin 8 screws, buy another tank, which
There you
sucks
go.
because I love it. I love my RTA. So now they came with a new RTA. It's called Bravo. Let me show it to you.
Okay.
Let me show it to you. Okay, here it is, sitting on my drag. Although they called a new name, the Bravo, I think this in fact is a troll version 2, because the wicking channels are exactly the same. Most of the RTA is the same, but they repaired the 2 flaws that I think the troll had. One was the deck, and I can show you. The deck. The deck looks like this, and you see now the screws screw downwards, which don't bend the legs of the coil, and the grub screws are much stronger. It's a very easy to build deck. It's very nice. I'm using it exactly like this, like I built it, at a 0.21 ohms with these coils, and I have to. Oh, and it corrected the other flaw of the troll. The troll you have to use the drip tip. You couldn't change it. Now it comes with the Bravo comes with standard 810 drip tip, so you can use whichever drip tip you want. And I have to tell you, the performance is absolutely fantastic. You're telling back then, I don't think that I don't know an RDA that has the flavor and can have the check the clouds that this RTA does. I'm loving it. It's very good.
Good deal. So it's basically the troll with all the flaws fixed.
Yeah, it is. Basically it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's very nice, very well built. The build and construction is very nice.
I wasn't able to see the images. What type of deck is that? Is it like a velocity style deck or?
No. You know, I don't like the velocity style decks because
I don't know.
when you're using Clapton or some kind of flat wire, the velocity style deck bends the coil legs. And this way the screws screw downwards, so the coil legs won't be bent. And it's very easy to build, very easy to tweak. You know, like the troll, I never had it to leak. It never leaked to me. The wicking is perfect. Of course, 4 milliliters of juice that the tank holds, I can vape it in 10-15 minutes, no problem. But yeah, it's like that. With those kind of coils, it's like that. But it's very good. The flavor is tremendous.
Awesome. So how much did you? How much did those go for?
I bought it in China from GearBest, 22 or 23 euros, if I remember correctly. 20 something euros.
So around
from China. Probably in the United States and in Europe will be a little bit more. Here in Europe, I think it's around 30-ish euros. I have no idea in the United States.
okay.
But if you like an RTA, go grab it. It's tremendous.
Awesome. You heard it from Lewis. Go get it. It's worth it. Buy it. Vape it. Awesome. Okay, guys. What else are we going to talk about today? I did see something. Shindo had posted up a recipe that he liked to vape in the springtime. Going back to that springtime theme, if I can find it here.
Cantrips.
Yeah. So I don't know if you can share this or not, Lewis, but
What?
he's using Flavora cream, dragon fruit, honeysuckle, and two pears in there. That looks pretty tasty.
Shindo?
It's pretty tasty. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Give me a second.
So honeysuckle what?
TPA honeysuckle.
TPA.
Do you need the link?
No, I'm sharing.
Yes.
I'm sharing.
Okay. But yeah, I would mix this up today, but I'm missing the TPA pear. I don't have that. Sorry, Shindo.
Pear.
Shindo, do you like TPA? Oh, you're using both. Okay.
You said TPA honeysuckle. And what else?
Cream, flavor cream, TPA dragon fruit, TPA honeysuckle, flavor arts pear, and TPA pear.
Dragon fruit.
Yeah. Looks
And
good.
I don't have flavor cream.
Yeah, I bet the only one that I don't have is the TPA pear. If anybody does have all those,
most of flavor.
I'm gonna mix it up offline
Yeah.
right here real quick, and I'll let
oh,
you.
all right, okay, cool, good deal. If anybody has any questions in the chat, please feel free to tag us at DIY Mixers Crew, and we'll try to get your questions answered. Comments, whatever you want to talk about. So I thought about spring in North Carolina here. It is for the last week and a half. It's been almost 80 degrees.
Awesomeness.
Yeah, and we have Easter lilies coming up, and things are starting to bloom. We have a small tree outside. I don't even know what kind it is, but it's blooming. And so I was thinking about spring. So I thought I want to mix up something that is fresh, spring-like. I wanted to mix up one of Shaken Vape's recipes, but I was missing one of his ingredients, one of his flavors. So I went on to all the flavors and found a recipe. It's actually at the top of the list, I believe, by Steam Room Vapes, or the Real Steam. What does he go by now? I forget. Let me see here. Where is that? Okay, it's called Sonic Fuzz. I'll give you the link here, Lewis. One sec. Lewis, I'll just put the link in the Discord there.
Discord.
If you want to bring it up. So it's called Sonic Fuzz by the Real Steam, and he is. Let me see what he describes it as. So it's a sweet and tart combination of cherry and lime in all its sonic loveliness. I suppose he's talking about like a sonic slushy or something like that. And so his ingredients. Do you have that up yet, Lewis?
Yeah.
Okay, so he's using 0.5% Wonder Flavors Black Cherry Jelly Bean Super Concentrate. He's using 0.25% Anywhere Cactus. He's using 4% TPA Cherry Extract, 1.75% Wonder Flavors Lemon Lime Soda Super Concentrate, 0.25% of Flavora Lime, and 0.35% of Cap Super Sweet. So I thought about mixing that up today, and get back here. Okay.
So we can have something to vape.
Yes. Yes. For spring.
Okay.
I've got all the flavors to mix it up. So I'm just going to switch my cameras over, and if y'all guys can maybe talk to the people in the chat, maybe ask some questions. If you got anything else to talk about, I'm going to switch over cameras because I can't mix and talk at the same time. Okay. So here we go. We're going to mix this up.
Cool.
So please, if you have any questions in the chat, guys, feel free to ask.
Steve, what do you think of the black cherry jelly bean?
Yes.
I have to be quite honest. I'm not that fond of it.
Oh, don't shoot it down, man. I just bought that.
But I'm very picky when it comes to cherry. Okay, cherry to me should taste like a cherry, and all the cherries that I have tried really does not taste like cherry. It seems like a facsimile of a cherry.
Like cough syrup.
Yeah, I mean, almost all of them do. Although this TPA cherry extract is not, it's one of the better ones. The Wonder Flavors cherry jelly bean, black cherry jelly bean, is pretty good if you don't mind that jelly. But if you take it up fairly high, you start to get that jelly bean kind of feel to it. If you keep it kind of low, it's pretty good. I don't particularly like jelly beans, so we're gonna mix this sucker up here. Putting in my nicotine. I vape at 3%. Wonder Flavors Black Cherry Jelly Bean. Dun, dun, dun.
And Steve, the lemon lime soda from Wonder Flavors, does it have any fizzy effect on it, or not?
Honestly, I haven't single flavor tested it, so I couldn't really tell you. Okay. I've had it for a long time. I never have got around to it. But we'll see how it works out in this mix anyway.
And the cherry extract, what do you think of this 4%?
The cherry extract, yeah, I can see it being used at 4% because it is a pretty weak cherry.
Well, TPA flavors tend to be on the weak side, right?
Yeah, generally speaking. But most cherries, in general, you want to mix them pretty low. This one is one that you really need to mix over 2%, especially. At 1%, you really just don't get much of anything. Putting in the cherry, 1.2.
Oh, oops.
I over squirted, guys. That's what my wife said. Okay. I hope she's not watching.
We don't want to know those kind of details.
Oh, okay. Sex is beautiful, man. It's a beautiful thing. Beautiful thing.
I'm not saying otherwise.
Okay, so let's go for the Wonder Flavors Lemon Lime Soda at 0.53. Can y'all see my mixing camera?
Yes.
Is everything clear? Okay.
Yes. 35, 43, 40, 50, 53, 54.
Do we have any questions in the chat? Any comments?
No, not really.
So, Lewis, I believe you released a apple recipe this week.
I did for the challenge.
Yeah. Can you talk about that a little bit, or you want to save that for the
I think
next week?
Yeah, next week.
Okay.
Hey
guys, don't.
If I want, I can tell you that usually my life, the other recipes that I made for the challenges, my wife loved them. Me, not that much. This one was on the other way around. My wife
really?
Yeah, my wife doesn't like it. I love it. So it might be not that good.
Well, we'll see.
And we had 2 new recipes today. I don't know if you've seen them.
Which ones were those?
One was with apple with gin tonic, but it uses Dutch. I don't know if Dutch or German flavors, monkey flavors or monk flavors, something like that.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, and it was the same guy.
Mhm.
And the other one was apples with peach
Nice.
and some cream. It's on our Facebook group. You can.
Good deal. Well, guys, we're gonna get all the flavors for most of these recipes that y'all have put out, and mix them up and have them ready for next week to talk about and review. Let me change my camera here. So, Russell, are you mixing up Copel's recipe?
Shindo's.
Oh, I'm sorry, Shindo's. That's right. I'm not thinking.
Almost done.
Do you guys usually watch Fresh Show with Brian? No.
That comes on Saturdays.
It's Monday, I think. Yeah, I think it's on Monday. Yeah.
I normally am kind of busy
I was
about that
talking
time.
about the show, the theater they do when at the end of the show, after they mix it, when they are shaking the mix. We're talking about sex. Well, that's almost as go see and watch them.
Shake it, baby, shake it.
Yeah, they take sexual pleasure from shaking the mix.
I always like to say, shaking it, boss. I'm a shaking it. That's a reference to an old movie that most people probably won't know. Is that what I look like? Oh, no. Oh, man.
No, because you're doing it sideways.
Oh man.
Okay. Let's bake this off. I don't know if y'all guys saw these bottles. I think I might have mentioned it last week or something. But I got these bottles from dropperbottles.com. They have the big caps on them. Really nice to mix in. These smaller ones are just, they're easily when you're pouring your VG in, especially. A lot of times the VG will get kind of trapped in this top here and it'll overflow if you go too fast. With these here, no problem at all. I'm really liking these big chubby bottles. I don't know what they're called. They're just big top bottles. So check them out.
Are they the same price?
They're slightly more expensive. And you have to buy 100 at a time. I think I paid $38 for 100.
So 38 cents each.
Yeah. If you buy more than 100, you can get them cheaper. Not a whole lot cheaper, but it's a pretty good price. Okay, let's vape this shit. So Steam says that this is a, look it up here. I think it's supposed to be like a slushy, a Sonic slushy. A rich, sweet, tart combination of cherry and lime. All right. I don't know if people have had seen Steam Room's video about him possibly stopping his YouTube channel, but he put out another video not too long ago that said that he was not going to, in fact, He's found a way to do his videos, and he wasn't going to stop. So that's good news.
Yeah, it is.
Mm-hmm.
Chun 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 chun.
Bum, 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 bum. Now, in his description, he says that you need to let this steep for several days to let all the flavors kind of settle in. You can definitely taste the cherry in there and the lime.
And the good cherry?
Is there any good cherries?
Well, I didn't get
Actually-
the TPA cherry extract yet, so I can't tell.
Yeah, actually, the cherry and the lime go really good together in this mix. It really does. I'm not really getting that jelly bean. Maybe a little bit, but it's more just kind of adding thickness to it. Yeah, it definitely tastes like a drink. Yeah, I like it. I like it. You, the cherry the cherry is on the top, and combined with that lime, it gives it a. You did get a slight throat hit from it from the lime. But it's bright, refreshing. Good deal. I like it. I like it. If I had to rate it just off the shake, obviously it needs to steep for a while. But right off the shake, I would give it a solid 4 out of 5 stars. It's good. Really good.
Well done.
So if you're watching, Steam, good job, man. Good job. I like it. I like it. Very good.
All right.
Very good.
Okay.
I think it's at the top of the list on all the flavors right now. So go check it out, guys. Have you got Shindo's recipe mixed up, Russell?
I do.
All right. Well, let's do that one too.
All right.
Let's bit on Shindo.
Off the shake. You know, if you're just smelling the mix, you know, you're really not getting a whole lot of smell off of it. I can definitely smell the honeysuckle, like in the juice itself.
Mm-hmm.
Can't really smell that dragon fruit in there as much as I'd like to. That pear is there, and it's got a sweet aroma.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now on the vape, it's got a slight sweetness on the inhale. I can definitely taste that pear sitting on my tongue. I can taste that creaminess coming through. Very, very, very small hint of that dragon fruit on the back end.
Mm-hmm.
But I would say it's not bad.
Yeah, TPA Dragon is
It's
one of
definitely
those weak.
yeah. It's definitely different. It's different than what I normally would mix. And it does live up to the hype of what it says. It says Cantrip is a great, underappreciated, bright recipe, fruity and creamy, which it is. I can taste the fruit and the cream. Probably have to give it a couple days with the FLB cream in it to really settle in.
Mm-hmm.
But it is kind of does have a pleasant perfuminess to it. You know what I'm saying? It's not overwhelming. But, you know, it's not unvapable. So I mean,
Could you go over the flavors one more time?
all right, he had 1% FLB cream, 1% TPA dragon fruit, 3% TPA honeysuckle, 3.25% FA pear, and 0.6% TPA pear. And the only reason why I know that is because back in the day, when we still had the awesome boxes, these flavors came in an awesome box for me.
Oh, nice.
So, Shindo.
Nice.
So I'm just now, after, hell, that's probably 6 months ago I got that. I'm just now mixing that up.
Hey, better late than never.
Late than never.
That's right.
But, yeah, that's not bad, Shindo. Not bad at all. I mean, it's out of my normal, my normal vaping and my normal mixing. But it's definitely your pace. Yeah. It's
so would you categorize that as like a spring vape?
Yeah.
If you had a spring vape.
Yeah.
Well, good
To
deal.
me, I mean, it's like I said. It's, to me, I'm not gonna say it's like overly floral. It's potpourri-ish, but in a very good way. You know what I'm saying? That makes sense. It smells good. The vape's nice. It's nice and creamy. I can taste that fruit in there. This is a good mix. I like it. On a scale of 1 to 5, I'd probably have to give it a 4 out of 5 as well. And that's just because I normally don't mix this type of flavor. But for me, it's sitting pretty well on my palate, so I like it. So 4 out of 5, Shindo. Awesome. That's good. Good. Definitely gonna keep that around.
Good deal.
Yeah.
Awesome, guys. So Astral Martin was asking for what recipe that we were talking about. I asked Shindo to post his recipe in there again. So there it is. Good deal, guys. So what's coming up next week?
It's this one on your screen.
Okay. So what are we talking about next week? We're talking everything apples. We have at least 6 recipes that people have posted on our Facebook group. 2 of those recipes, or maybe even 3 of them. No, I think 2 of them. One's by Pippa and the other is by Kimmo. Yes. Please, guys, I know you love the train, all right? But I can't mix them up.
Bull City Vapes ain't got the train yet, guys.
That's right. Although I have heard that very, very soon, Bull City Flavors will be carrying vape train concentrates. So, or flavorings. So, check them out, guys. I've heard a lot of good things about it. I hope that maybe Theo will send me some, but I don't know. It hadn't happened yet, so maybe I'll just have to buy a couple of them and try them out. So yeah, so honestly, we're going to be talking about.
Honestly, I did, and I'm not impressed.
Really?
Yeah. No.
Which flavors have you tried?
I tried the apple, green apple, the lemonade, the sherbet, and one of the custards. I think it was warm custard. I think. Yeah. And the Persian lime too.
How was the lime?
Okay, they are good, but they are. For instance, on the apple, I choose the Capella's green apple. Didn't choose the vape train to mix my challenge recipe. It's with Capella's green apple.
Well, you know, there's so many companies out there that has good flavors, and when a new company comes along and they offer another apple, and people have been using, say, Capella Double Apple for years, you know, it's hard for them to transition over into another apple because
sorry, Steve. This isn't the case because I got Capella Green Apple for the first time too. I didn't know Capella's Green Apple. And I chose it over vape trains.
Right.
But that's only my taste.
Yeah, but what I was saying is that there's so many different companies out there with the same kind of profiles, and when you've used one for a long time and it's really good, the new ones that come out are obviously going to be different, and to develop new recipes around those flavorings, you know, it's kind of hard to do when you're used to using Capella and TFA and you know all these other companies, some of the mainstream companies that's been around for a long time. And so there you go. But every company has their winners and losers. There's no one company that I go with. I always go with the best flavor, and I don't care what company it comes from. I go with the best flavor.
Yeah,
So
me too.
apples next week, guys. Is there anything else that y'all want to talk about?
No, that's all for tonight. We made it in 1 hour this time, so the girls can have their free antenna.
Yes, okay. Yeah, check out Mix and Vixens today at 6 o'clock. They're on. Are they on the DoD YouTube channel, or do they have their own YouTube channel? I'm not sure. Maybe somebody in the chat knows that.
I think they have their own, but I'm not sure.
Mm-hmm. Check out Noted tomorrow night at 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time on the DoD network. Also, check out In the Mix podcast on Thursdays at 8 o'clock. And after that, Stopgap Show. It usually starts right after that. If they do it, sometimes they don't do it if In the Mix goes later. But check that out, guys. There's a lot of other shows out there. Check them out. Don't miss our Back to Basics on Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to probably wrap this series up in the next couple episodes. And I don't know if we'll have another show on Wednesday nights or not for a while, but we're going to wrap this episode or this season up on that. So check that out and go to Bull City Flavors. Use coupon code DMC6 and get 6% off your total order. Free shipping over $75. Don't forget to go to Liquid Bond for your PG, VG, Nick needs. They also have some great flavors over there. Use coupon code MIXERS Crew and get 15% off. Also, we are still going to we're going to start doing some giveaways from Flavora. We gave one last week. We'll probably give away 10 more flavorings next Sunday. So check that out, guys. You don't want to miss that. And I think that wraps it up, guys. Did I miss anything? Okay.
No. Everything.
Thanks for coming out, guys. Thanks for coming out, everyone in the chat. We will see you Wednesday.
Yeah. See you on Wednesday. Thanks for coming.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.